everybody, my name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 30th of June. Now I am here with my doggo. Sprocket always likes to hold my hand. As you can see, these are my rescue dogs. Sophie's over there chewing her butt. Oh my god, Sophie! Anyway, if you're new to my channel, I just let my guides channel through to you. I focus on the current energies that are happening globally, and I also talk about the awakening process that a lot of us are currently going through, because there's a lot of people waking up out there to the truths and the things that have been hidden for a couple of years. So I'm going to close my eyes and we'll just get started and see what comes up. You'll just have to excuse my ridiculous dogs. They're brother and sister. This is Sprocket and that's Sophie. Now I'm getting the truths are coming, and they're showing me like this train coming down the track. Now I talk on here a lot about trains and getting on different trains and off trains, and now the truths are coming along the track and they're coming really fast. They're showing me like the bullet train, the bullet train in Japan. Truths are coming out and they're coming out really quickly, and that's what we need to happen. We need these truths to come out quickly so people wake up. And I'm getting that people are now like in damage control. They're in damage control to do with what's happened to them, to do with the jab. They're in damage control with their finances. They're in damage control about trying to keep their businesses afloat. There is damage control going on in every area, and that's why this train of truths is coming really quickly now at people, because there's just too much happening and it's happening too quickly, and that's the message that I'm getting for these people waking up today. It's like I said the other week, they're getting hit with too many things. It's like the arrows just keep hitting them and it's putting all holes in them, and they're not able to recover. I'm definitely getting that. That's for the people waking up. Not if you're watching my video. If you're watching my video, we're still staying removed from all the narrative, because we know how to or we've learnt how to stay out of the story and the current kind of situation, because we know it's not a safe place to be when people are waking up, because their pain bodies rise up and you're dealing with a lot of hostility and anger. And I'm also getting even the grief is still coming up in a lot of people, because their old lives are changing. Things don't feel the same anymore. Look at Sprocket. Oh my god, he is so holding hands. I've got to hold his hand. Things are just not the same anymore. Their old lives, people know now their old lives are done and dusted. We knew this a long time ago, but now other people are seeing that. So I'm definitely getting that, like things are coming at people now, the truths, like a bullet train. We need them to come really fast, because we need people waking up. I'll see what else we get around this today. It's like they're showing me the people waking up are sort of crying out, like they've got their arms in the air. They're showing me this kind of image and they're like, why is this happening? Why are you doing this to us? It's like they're looking at government now, but they're not looking at them with the eyes they had before, which is like when the CV agenda first came out, and they looked to government for that guidance and that protection, and it made them feel safe and cared about. Now they're looking at government with completely different eyes, and I guess we could say that this is where they've changed their glasses. They had the mass psychosis glasses that were all blurry, they couldn't see. Now they've got the magnifying glasses that have allowed them to see, and now their vision is becoming clearer and clearer, and they're looking at government through a very different lens. They're looking at government as though, what are you doing to us? Why is this happening? They're showing me like their hands on their head, because their heads hurt because they've got so much garbage coming at them, their brains becoming mush. And this is the people waking up and going through their awakening journey. They're looking at government now, and it's almost saying to me that they're looking at them in disgust. So they're kind of shaking their head going, how can you be doing this to us? How can this be dragging on? Why are you hitting us with all this financial distress, and how do we counterbalance this? And this is what I'm getting for the people waking up. They don't know how to balance this. It's like, you know, you think of the scales. I often talk about the scales with us when we were waking up, but now these people waking up, they can feel that their scale that they're on has hit rock bottom, and the elites and the governmentary leaders are empowered, and their scale, they're right up here. It's like the seesaw. things have tipped in the wrong way, and people know this, and that's why they're holding their heads and they're going, what are you doing to us? One minute, you know, if you think about the what has all unfolded in the last couple of years, one minute they were saving everybody and they were looked up to, that they were these great, wonderful people who were helping save everybody, and we were all vilified and ostracized and God knows what, bullied by doctors if you had an injury or something like that, and, you know, thrown out of your jobs if you didn't get the jab, if you're mandated. And now these people finally are looking at government like, what the hell are you doing to us? Why are you doing this? And I'm getting this hands on the head, because their heads and their brains are fried. I'm not joking. This is what's happening for the people waking up. They're starting to see the enormity of what is actually currently going on. It's flowing to them. It's coming at them like a steam truck, a bullet train, not a steam train. We're on the steam train, like a bullet train, and it's coming at them really fast. And it's like they can't stop it. Because they don't have, if you think about these people waking up, they're still trying to find their superpowers, but they're showing me like Superman, they don't have the strength to stop the train. This is the people waking up. They want to stop the train, but they don't have the powers like Superman to kind of hold that train and keep it at bay. So now they've just got their hands in the air, standing there exposed like they're about to be run over by a train. If you think of somebody tied up on the railway tracks with the rope, you get that visual image in your head, and they're trapped and the train's coming towards them, the bullet train, and they can't move and they need someone to rescue them, but nobody's coming. And that's what they're now realising, hooray, about government, that government's not coming to rescue them anymore. And that's becoming clearer and clearer and clearer to these people waking up. I'll just see what else we get today. I'm getting like government's going to make a real stand soon. And this is globally. This isn't just here in Australia. Government's going to make this real stand. It's almost like, I'm getting the word like empire. Like they're creating this real empire. And it's like, it's weird. It's showing me them holding this torch. But it's not a relay torch, and it's not like we talk about sometimes here, the Olympic torch. This is like their new empire they're building, and but it's interesting because it's got darkness around it, but the light is quite bright. But this is like in these global leaders and the well, we could say the social elites, they're building their empire and they're passing their baton now. I've talked about us passing the baton of freedom and standing up for our fights and all that, but now these people who are in charge are sort of passing their baton now of their empire. So they're really working on this empire agenda. And they're passing it. This is globally. They're all passing that baton around to sort of from country to country to country to country, because again, it's bringing all that support and that networking. But there's this darkness around it, but there's still this sort of fiery light. So it's this empire they're building. It's like I'm getting that visual of like the Empire Strikes Back, but it's like, there's like darkness and it's creeping in now. So they've got their kind of strength in numbers, and that's what I'm getting about this empire imagery today, is that they do have their strength in numbers. We know that. We know they've been trying to get together for a while, but it's starting to become very obvious now to these people that there's this elite club of hierarchy, I guess you could say, government leaders, blah, 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 and we're not in it. And that's why the people waking up have now started to realise, because the gap has got too big. I talked about it the other day. The gap is too big now from the people who are just continuously being squashed, which is all of us. I call us the little people. We've all been getting so squashed over here, but they've all been building their empires. And that has become visibly obvious to the many, not just a few. This is becoming very obvious to a lot. A lot of these people waking up are really seeing all this now with clarity. And that's what I said yesterday about the injustice of what's going on and how this system isn't balanced. And that's what's happened. These people have now sort of lost that balance when it comes to the scales. They know they've dropped and hit the ground, and these people have just created their beautiful big empire, and they've passed that sort of baton around, and they're joining, well, you could say joining forces, getting back to the Star Wars kind of stuff. They're bringing their forces together, and we know they've got a lot of force. We think about that mass psychosis and all the rollouts and how they've had everybody fooled. That's one hell of a force to be able to do that and affect people's lives so greatly. They have a lot of force and a lot of power. And I don't say that to scare you, because I don't think we really get scared anymore. Look, if anything on this channel, we have a bit of a laugh at it all, really. When some of the visuals that the guides give us, it's actually pretty funny, isn't it? I'll just see where else we go with this today. I just get that they're conniving, they're cunning. They backflip on things, but then they introduce this in another way. This is where the government, when they get pushed back, they just take a detour. We know they're on their agenda. I keep saying that. They're on their agenda now. They really are. They're just pushing and pushing and pushing. And if they have to take a detour, they just take a detour. To them, it's not a big deal, because they feel like they've got full control and they know where they're heading. So I'm definitely getting that. That they just take a detour. It's nothing's much of a problem for them anymore. This is government and getting out what their agenda is and what they're wanting to push onto people. Now I'm getting that Friday, which is coming, is going to be a significant day. Now there's going to be some announcement. There's going to be some sort of global movement. It's almost, to me, showing there's like this chair speaker, or this person that's going to speak now for the collective global movement. I don't think it's our movement. I think it's someone else's movement, like the reset movement. They're very clever, aren't they? If you think about it, they haven't really let much out of the bag. We all know about this because we're people who do research. We look into things, we dive deep. But I feel like on Friday, we're going to know a little bit more, possibly a lot more. But let's hope it's not the WHO, because we don't want them running the place, do we? But I do feel like there's going to be a little bit more exposure on Friday. And a lot of us might actually get that light bulb moment too, where we go, oh, here it is. Yep. Well, that cements it in now. We know where we're all headed now. It feels like that kind of information that's going to confirm something for us. Again, I'm always looking for that concrete evidence for us. We always comment and share our stories down below, don't we? I love that. Keep doing that. But this is what I'm getting, like on Friday. There's going to be like some announcement, or it's not closure. It's like finishing of something and then on with something else. But I mean, that's been happening anyway. But this is going to be more of an announcement, like a global. I feel like it's going to be that kind of global announcement moving forward. How we're all going to have to listen to these leaders, and everything will be fine and dandy is the kind of picture they're going to be painting. I'm just trying to see what this is around. I'm getting Macron. Definitely getting France. There's stuff in France. I've had France nearly all week. There's a lot of movement over there. Switzerland, Netherlands, Sweden. There's a lot going on around this region. And perhaps you guys are the trial for a lot of this first coming out. I'm not sure. But there's this, it's going to be this like global saturation and information. And of course, it's all going to be for the greater good of humanity. We know that. And they're going to start reaching out now with all their, all the top dogs, it's saying to me. All the top dogs are going to start to try and reach out to people now. they feel like they've already got all this in hand. So they don't feel like really there's anything to hide anymore. In their mind, excuse me, they think it's the natural progression after the virus. So they just feel like no one would question any of this. Like, why would anyone question this when it just makes so much logical sense? See, this is how demented these people are. They think everything they're doing and what they're implementing makes logical sense, and we should just go along with it and accept their knowledge and their skills. And you know, they've proved their performances in the past. Oh my God. We know they haven't proved anything to us. All they've proved is that they're tyrants, dictators, and they love money and power. That's all well, Trudeau and Bill Gates and all that and Fauci have certainly proved that. So I'm definitely getting that today. There's going to be this like announcement, and it's a global like announcement. God. Oh God. And it's showing all of us like in the audience of this show, like I always talk about us still sitting in the movie theater watching this all panic, and we're just going to get up and scream. It's like we're all going to just go, no! And we're all going to scream and use our voices to let people know what's going on. It's like it's going to be something really concrete, I feel, which actually would be good because it's all this hearsay, isn't it? Like, is it happening? Is it not happening? It's kind of like we still don't have that concrete kind of evidence. So I do feel like something's going to be starting to get announced globally about this joining joining together of the empire. Oh gosh, let's hope they leave Russia and China out of that statement. I'll just see if there's any, sorry about my dogs, they're a bit restless today. Sophie, I'll let you out in a minute. I'll just see if there's any closing messages today. Gosh, I'm getting heartwarming response. So I'm thinking if we hear things and we get some sort of announcement, we have to have a heartwarming response. That's the message that I'm getting today. If we do hear things and it makes us so frustrated and angry, we have to start to turn it into a heartwarming response. We can't go back to those old feelings. It's very important that we go back into our heart and we just stay really centered and really focused on our own lives, because like I keep saying, this isn't our awakening at the moment. These other people are going through their awakening process, and maybe they're needing to get those shock announcements and things so that they really do wake up, and that's confirmation for these other people as well. So that's what I'm getting for us today, is to stay in that heartfelt and sort of warm place and not let our thoughts drift away from us and take us back to those horrible feelings of anger, hurt, grief. We don't want to go back there, but maybe some of these people waking up need to be hearing sort of, it's saying they need to hear it straight from the horse's mouth, because it's all hearsay. They're not believing it. If we're posting it on YouTube, Facebook, whatever, often people don't believe it. Like I've said, my sister thinks I'm completely mad and that there's this terrible virus that's just killing people, and that I'm completely mad and none of these conspiracies are true. It's absolute madness. And I know that you guys are dealing with that same thing. So maybe we need these people to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. You know, if they started putting like Klaus Schwab on TV, that would be incredible, wouldn't it? Because then finally people would get to see who these tyrants in the background really are. They've certainly hidden from view for a very long time. So I'd love that to be called out. So just focus on that. Sometimes if things get announced, or don't fall for that, just keep yourself away from it and just allow those other people to see that information, because sometimes it's been given to them to keep waking them up and to really shake them out of that coma that they've been in for a very long time. So hopefully we'll hear something maybe Friday or something like that. Fingers crossed that something confirms all the things that we've been thinking. And it might only be something little, but it'll be something very concrete, I feel. Fingers crossed that it is. I'd love it to be around the WEF and all that, because that's what we need people to see. People do not think that's real. They just don't think it's real. Oh my goodness. If only they knew what was coming at them. They obviously haven't read The Great Reset. And the fact that these people even did a trial pandemic prior to that coming out, really, like, they have to be seeing this. It's completely nuts. I'll just see if we've got anything to close with today. Okay, that's a message for you guys here on my channel, Living in Terrabella, and you've got to stay anonymous now. So you've got to, it's saying like, just withdraw. We have to withdraw a little bit now. A few weeks ago, I talked about us being these cowboys that walk through town, and we gave people the courage to kind of come out of the buildings, and they opened their windows and they finally came out sort of and followed behind us. Well, they're following behind us. There they are. They're coming out, and it's important that we stay anonymous during this, because I always talk about it. It's that killing the messenger. People will shoot or kill the messenger. It happens over and over. It's just an automatic response. So if you're the one bearing that information, you're going to be their target. It's happened to all of us. I know. Share anything down below if you've had that happen to you. It's happened to me so many times. Or that we get attacked a lot. So it's very important now that we, they're showing me like a little snail going into his shell, and like someone's touched him and he curls up and he goes into his shell and he protects himself. Well, that's the image I'm getting for us. We've got to remain anonymous now. Go back into the Wilson's garden behind the fence, hide away, hide under a leaf, or do anything. Snails camouflage pretty well, and stay out of this, because I really believe the next few weeks it's going to be a shitstorm and a hell of a ride. Because the bullet train, like I said, is coming too fast at these people, and they can't stop it. It's going to just, God, it's going to just plow right over them, and there's going to be debris. I'm getting that visual of like arms and legs and just, oh God. How would you say that? Complete destruction? I don't know. Not literally. This is just the visual, meaning how people feel. They'll feel like they're falling apart and their lives are falling apart, and they're just these limbs that are just laying on the track all scattered. Because that's the kind of damage that something can do to you when it's coming towards you. You just fall apart, basically, is the imagery. So it's very important. Make sure, if you're watching my channel, that you stay anonymous now. We tuck away for a little while until we're needed again, and that's our that's our message for today. Be the snail and tuck yourself in and keep protected in your shell. It's also like a turtle, I guess you could say. Both slow, but you know, slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? We always know that. So go and protect yourself, duck your head and your arms and everything in, or be the snail just slugging along, and stay really protected now. And that's the message. I'd say that's probably for the next month I'd be doing that. Just stay quite anonymous, because we could get quite attacked when people's lives are falling apart, which they are. And they're seeing it now. So look, take care everybody, stay strong. Don't forget to hit the like buttons. Please subscribe if you haven't. I've got to get these doggos outside today. Oh, high maintenance, my dogs. And I will see you in that next video. And I'll say goodbye from Australia. Bye everybody, have a great day. Bye.